Well, one thing we know for sure, at least think we know, with the 8th grade West Regional through the years, it's unpredictable. And that'll be the case again in 2016. Welcome to the Path to Naples as we look at these 8th graders in the West in 2016. He is Youth1.com's National Scouting Director, Alan Popadines. I'm Neil Sika. Can the Pacific Northwest continue their dominance? That's the big question.
That is the question. That's why they're playing the games. Perhaps they can. Maybe one of these Cali teams come and surprise people.
And of course, Seattle and Utah in past years have been the representatives in the 8th grade game, so we'll see if that remains the case in 2016. Let's look at the matchups in the 8th grade West Regional. Placer Valley, California, and Sacramento. So within about 15 minutes of each other, these games will be played. In Placer Valley, Sacramento meets Colorado, and Oregon against Central Valley, California. And Bay Area Metro hooks up with Columbia Basin out of the state of Washington. Down around the city, it'll be Inland Empire meets Seattle. So those are the matchups in the 8th grade West Regional. And when we come back, we're going to unveil Youth 1's Pop's Top 4. Are you all set?
Is everybody else set? That's the question.
That is the question. I know they're ready for it, and we'll have it for you right after these messages.
You can ask any coach, player, or fan. Before the beaches, the golf courses, the sunsets, Florida is known. You can ask any coach, player, or fan. Beaches, the golf courses, the sunsets, Florida is known. You can ask any coach, player, or fan. Before the beach.
The best youth football players in the country are at Youth1.com. Youth1.com has the Elite 101 report of the nation's top 101 players, the Freshman 450, rankings, recaps, and news for football and all youth sports. And now anyone can create an athlete profile and share their stats, videos, and skills with the world. Whether you want to be the best or see the best, go to Youth1.com, celebrating the best of youth sports.
The Path to Naples is brought to you by the Naples, Marco Island, and Everglades Convention and Visitors Bureau. Also by Battle Sports Science and Youth 1.
We're back on the Path to Naples. Neil Sika, Alan Popadines, the National Scouting Director of Youth1.com, and it's time for the Youth 1 Pop's Top 4 in the 8th grade West. Are you ready for all that social media coming your way?
Bring it on.
All right, let's start with number 4, LA Central, descendants of Orange County of years past, but this group coming in fresh. 7th graders last year, known as Orange County, lost in the second round. Got a guy like Bo Collins, a wide receiver who's got really good instincts.
Yeah, he's that typical Southern California wide receiver that you like to see. 6'1", 175, great instincts, very smart kid. The coaches say that he's a Stanford-bound player with his intelligence and athletic ability.
Defensively, they've got 2 strong players in Jemiah Odell, the linebacker, and Tristan Webb on the defensive end.
Yeah, Odell reminds me of a great outside linebacker, slash strong safety almost. Linebackers are being asked more and more to drop back in coverage, and Odell does that exceptionally. And Tristan Webb, 6'4", 265 on the defensive line. This kid doesn't even know how good he could possibly be. Future D1 player if he continues to develop.
Of course, if you're from LA, you got to have some speedy guys, and they do in athlete Aaron Chaney.
Yeah, Chaney is listed as an athlete because he might get some touches on offense as well, but certainly a defensive back, 5'9", 170, fluid hips, great ball skills, everything you want in a DB.
LA Central, the 4 seed, they play Northern Washington in their opening game. The 3 seed is Sacramento. Speaking of progression, this is a group, and they're playing basically in their backyard. They've continued to make progress each and every year. Last year, 7th graders, regional semifinalists, they lost to Seattle. The 8th grade went as far as the regional semifinal as well. Elisa Gonburn leads this group on the defensive line, 6'3", 257 from Football Mad, Loomis Del Oro, that Aryan program.
Right, huge body on the defensive line, 6'3", 257, a legit football player. Size, speed, power, everything you want for a defensive lineman. Coaches are saying that at the next level, he's going to be a top recruit.
Second team all-tournament selection. His teammate, and he'll be on his team this year, it's Kendall Riley.
Yeah, Riley, they play together year-round. 6 foot 240. Last year, as you mentioned, made second team all FBU NC. Very passionate lineman, certainly the leader of that O-line group. He's been here before and he's done it.
And Zach Brooks and Noah Clay, linebacker and fullback. What do you like about these two guys?
These guys kind of mirror each other a little bit. Brooks is 5'10", 171. Coaches are saying he's the strongest 8th grader that they've coached so far, which is high praise. And Noah Clay, fullback, 5'9", 175. One of those throwback fullbacks, picks up blockers, picks up the tough yards, what you want.
3-seed Sacramento starts their tournament run against Colorado in Placer Valley. The 2-seed San Diego, which to some might be a little bit of a head-scratcher because they haven't had a lot of success historically, but you like what they're developing down there. 7th graders lost in the first round to Utah. You've got to have a good standout star, and they do in Zamaje Duncan.
Zamaje Duncan, to me, is or is close to the best cornerback there is in the country for the class of 2021. Comes from that storied IE Ducks program, a youth program that wins championship after championship, and Duncan was a big part of that this year. Defensively, he reminds me a lot of Brendan Radley Hiles, who is also an IE Duck, is now at Calabasas High School, and will be a U.S. Army All-American next year.
You have a big quarterback in Trillian Harris, and you like Jason Boyle, who's earned a lot of accolades already.
Right, in Harris, you have a 6'2" lefty quarterback who sets up to pass by rolling out and can move a little bit with his legs, but certainly more of a passing quarterback. And in Boyle, made FBU All-American, or was named an FBU All-American last year, came to Top Gun and in a deep linebacking group, made second team All-Top Gun. This year, going back to the All-American Bowl, one of those hybrid linebacker strong safeties, very physical kid, does a lot of things well.
And you feel if the defense is going to get some key stops, it's going to be Rossi Masuli leading the way.
Yeah, big Rossi, 6'1", 295, a big body, can move, causes havoc on the interior defensive line, somebody I really enjoy.
2-seed is San Diego. They play Reno in Placer Valley to start their run on the path to Naples. The number 1 seed, 8th grade West. No surprises here. It's Seattle. They were in the national championship game last year as 7th graders. They lost to Broward County. And talking to the staff afterwards, they said, we really learned a lot in losing this game. Right. So they're back, and they're most likely looking to be better than they were last year.
Absolutely. They lost to a faster, quicker, overall more gelled team in Broward. But Seattle, like you said, realized where they went wrong and have made some great adjustments.
All types of stars on this team, starting with the quarterback, Paulo Banchero, who's an excellent basketball player, too.
6'4", 190, basketball size, playing quarterback. This kid's going to have his pick of schools to play at, I'm talking college, in both sports. I mean, he's a fantastic athlete. He's been with this Team Seattle group for 3 years. He's been the leader. He knows the offense. He knows the players. Just somebody that's really going to be an exceptional athlete.
And a receiver that was second team all-tournament last year in Shea Noel.
Yeah, here's a big body on the outside. Here's a kid who played last year, playing this year. Him and Polo have this fantastic chemistry where he just knows where he's going to be. This kid reminds me of Randy Moss. Long limbs, can really cover a lot of ground with long strides.
Big Sam Adams coaching that defensive line. Well, he's got to have a big star on the defensive front. He does in Jalen. He went by JT last year. Tumiama Loau, FBU Youth All-American.
Yeah, named an All-American this year for good reason. 6'4", 265, fast off the ball, extremely athletic for a big man. You know, he reminds me a little bit of Julius Peppers, you know, now with the Green Bay Packers, who's had a forever NFL career. The kid just dominates the line of scrimmage, picks up offensive linemen and moves them, sheds off blocks like they're flies. The kid is very, very impressive, and he's going to make a splash in this tournament and in the bowl.
Of course, I think we both agree that the X factor in this group, another dual sports star, he came in late to the program, but Julian Simon is something to behold.
6'3", 187 pounds of just athletic freak. Defensively as a linebacker, I've never seen some bigger hits from other kids as I've seen from Julian. Running the ball, he's extremely fast, will take on blockers, or will take on would-be tacklers and run them over. I can't say enough about this two-time All-American. And not only about him, but this whole Seattle roster, top to bottom. They realized where they were weak. They got stronger. They're just incredible.
They are the 1 seed in Youth 1's Pop's Top 4. Your sleeper pick is Colorado.
Yeah.
Different from the version that we saw maybe a few years ago that played in San Antonio. That was 2012, those 8th graders. Jake Rubley, the quarterback, seems to have some poise that you like.
Yeah, Rubley's got some great size. At 6'2" and 175 pounds. He's got a big arm. He's a dual threat quarterback capable of doing both arm and leg. He's coming off an injury this year, but he's going to be back for this tournament, and look for him to really, really impress both with arm and leg.
He's going to throw to Gavin Sawchuk, and you love his speed.
Yeah, this is a track kid. Runs a sub 12 seconds in the 100-meter dash. Also on defense, he's a very good cover guy because of that speed. If he gets beat, he can make up for it. Great athlete overall, both sides of the ball.
Defensively, Braden Wood and A.J. Kula, the former defensive end, is an FBU All-American.
Right. Wood was at Top Gun this past summer. 6'3", 210 pounds. Great build. This kid's going to continue to put on muscle, continue to get stronger and bigger and quicker. He's got a very, very big upside. And Kula, 5'8", 120 pounds, not the heaviest guy around, but on offense he plays quarterback, defense he plays defensive back. Just a great athlete with a high football IQ. Really, really understands the game well.
Tough matchup to start for Colorado, too. They get the home team in Sacramento.
Yeah.
It's going to be played in Placer Valley, California. Some other 8th graders to keep an eye on. May make some headlines throughout this West Regional. Northern Washington, Ryan Aceto. This athlete has some Division I potential, doesn't he?
He does. I mean, he's got some great size. 6 foot, 170 pounds is what you're looking for in an athlete, in the 8th grade. Two-sport guy, football and baseball. Really a Swiss Army knife when it comes to the football field. Can really line up in a bunch of positions, do a bunch of things. Valuable asset.
2-year player for Central Valley is Jacob Jones. He's back again.
Yeah, 5'11", 185 pounds, a running back and a middle linebacker. He's been here. He's been the cornerstone of this program. Now in his 8th grade year, it's time to put it all together and see what he can produce.
Inland Empire has a very good quarterback in Mario Martinez. You're excited to see play.
Yeah, Martinez is just a great kid. 6 foot, 170 pounds, a leader on and off the field. He's exactly what you want in a signal caller. Academically, he's up there in his class. Somebody who's going to have doors open to him because of what he does on the field and off.
And then 2 players to keep an eye on with Bay Area Metro as they start their campaign against Columbia Basin up in Placer Valley. That's Dorian Hale and John Puckett.
Yeah, with Hale, you have what people are considering the best athlete on this team. Could be one of the best athletes in the entire tournament. He could play quarterback and defensive back. He's a dual threat guy with the ability to hurt you in the air and on the ground. A great wrinkle with him is his accuracy. He's very, very accurate for a dual threat quarterback, so he can do both if you need him to. And in Puckett, you have a defensive end who, my God, when you see this guy get off the ball, it is lightning. He's got halfback speed, rushing as an end. Good luck to the offensive tackles he's against.
All right, so those are some 8th grade names to know in the West Regional. Teams outside, maybe the Pops' top 4. One I noticed, and I'm leading you into your Pops' parting shot, Oregon. They've had some success, but they've also had to put their program together a little bit later this year because of their season.
Right. In the state of Oregon, the middle school or the youth programs run a little bit late. So they're running up to the deadline of the start of the FBU National Championship with the conclusion of their regular season. So, I'm not saying they're going to be bad this year by any means, but they're gelling right now. They're putting their team together. Whereas you look at a team like Seattle, who's played together for 3 years. They play basketball in the offseason. They know each other really well. So you got a team that's firm and a team that's coming together. I like my chances with the team that's firm. Pops
with the popcorn staying up late for these West Regional games. Ready to go?
I'm always ready.
All right. He is the National Scouting Director for Youth1.com. I'm Neil Sika. The Path to Naples continues on FBUNC.com. We're previewing all the regions as we head towards Southwest Florida for the weekend of December 17th through the 20th. The 3rd round games will be streamed live on the FBU National Championship YouTube page and FBUNC.com. We're taking the quarterfinalists down to Naples this year. More coverage, of course, coming up as we build to the start of the 2016 FBU National Championship. Thanks for taking a look at the 8th grade West Regional. We'll see you later.